Hey, family! Welcome back to another episode of the Thriving Diabetic Mom broadcast. I am your host, Norris Jenkins, but you can call me the Diabetic Mom Coach. I support moms to gain clarity, confidence, and control over diabetes by prioritizing their own self care without the mom guilt. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. So happy to have you here. Let's take a minute to just show me some love in the comments. Let me know how your day was. Shoot me an emoji. How's it going? We're going to get started tonight, guys. But before we do, I really just have to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of those that have supported me, that have shown up, whether you've shared a post, whether you've liked or commented, supported in any kind of way. I just really want to say thank you. It means the world. When I first started this broadcast, my mission was to just support moms, especially those with diabetes, but any mom who really just kind of needed a place to come where they would be the topic of discussion and that the conversation would be centered around them. So just like me, right? And so I just want to say thank you. And if this broadcast has impacted you in any way, do me a favor, guys. Share it, like it, post it, whatever we got to do. Okay. So before we get into our topic tonight, I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to just thank you guys. As you can see, I'm a little under the weather, right? But the show must go on. Okay. So tonight we're going to be talking about the cost of uncontrolled diabetes. Like, what is that costing you? So this is for moms who may have diabetes and say, well, I'll do it later. I'll get in control when my kids get a little older. I'll focus on myself when I have the time. I'll do it when whatever, right? But I came to let you know that that time may never come. And what is it costing you during the meantime? Well, let me tell you, whatever the cost is, you can't afford it. Okay, let me tell you that. There is the thing about diabetes is it is an illness that consumes you, and the more time that you neglect it, that time is it has a cost to it, right? It compounds. So, what is the cost of the time wasted? Well, let me tell you, for me, that meant two successful but two very costly kidney transplants. And for me, my diabetes went uncontrolled for years. And it led to me having to get two kidney transplants. And let me tell you something. After I got the bill for both of those were both six-figure operations. Okay? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, six-figure operations. And so what would have been the cost if I decided before it got out of control to say, what steps can I do now so that I am not going down this road of, number one, unnecessary complications, and two, you think I could have saved several $100,000 by investing in myself ahead of time? Probably so, right? And so I've been thinking about that. Like, that has been something that's been on my mind, especially when I'm working with women who say, I can't afford to invest in myself right now, or now it's not the time, maybe, in a year or two. But what can happen in a year or two? What can happen in a year or two? A lot can happen in a year, and definitely in 2 years. And so I just wanted to impart this message with you tonight, guys, that you don't have you can't buy time, right? Time is that one commodity that it is higher than money. You can't buy time. And unfortunately, with diabetes, time can mean everything. And so Time could be whether you are in control or not in control. And I wanted to ask you, what would you being in control of your diabetes, what would that look like for you? What could you then do if you were in total control of your health? I want you to think about that, because for me, when I was sick and not able to do much because of low energy, because of the symptoms caused by uncontrolled diabetes, I couldn't travel. I didn't have the career of my dreams. I couldn't put in that many hours at work because I just was too tired. I didn't have the energy to do it. I couldn't show up for myself or my family or go out with my friends because I just did not have the energy. And then when I got on dialysis, I definitely couldn't. You know that dialysis takes pretty much all of your time. Dialysis was, at least for me, when I was on hemodialysis, it was 3 days a week for 4 hours a day. And imagine doing that and wanting to go somewhere or do something afterwards. Yeah, probably not, right? You're pretty tired and you don't have the energy to do much else. And now being on where I am now, it's like, wow, look at how much time I've got back by being in control of my diabetes. Like I've gotten my life back. And I work with women all the time, like I said, who aren't able to show up for themselves in that way. And my heart breaks for them, because you really don't realize how an investment in yourself on the front end could really mean the difference years from now. It's like a college degree, right? You pay all this money to go to school for the opportunity to get that degree, because you know what that degree will get you. It will get you in rooms that not having a degree could get you in. It could get you opportunities that would only be available to you if you have those letters behind your name, right? And so many people that go to college, that's why, because they realize that if I invest in myself this way, here's the return that I'll get. And so my charge to you ladies and to you mommies out there is, I want you to think about your health in that way, where it's an investment now, but it's also kind of setting you up for the future. So years from now, your current self will thank you for the decisions that you're making today. And I want you to be able to show up for yourself in that way. And when you show up for yourself, you're showing up for your family, you're showing up for your friends, you're showing up for your career, and all the things that make you grow and tick as a person. Hey, Nicole. Hey, girl. Nicole says, so true. Yes, absolutely. So true. And, that's Nicole is a very accomplished woman. And, I love how she has invested in her health and in her life. And now she was just on the Jamaica trip with me, having a ball with her husband. So, this was an opportunity, like I said, for me to share, especially with women and moms, because for some reason we feel that putting everyone else first and ourselves last is what we're supposed to do. And I'm like, no, it's not actually. We were just speaking of the Jamaica trip. Nicole, you can attest to this. We all had to fly to get there. And what do they tell you when you get on the plane? If in the case of an emergency, what do? You put your own oxygen mask on first, right? And then you help the people around you. And it kind of having that mindset now going through life. I love my child with everything in me. I love my husband with everything in me. But it's so important for me to put my oxygen mask on first before I tend to them, because when mom is good, everybody's good. When mom is not good, nobody's good, right? So I just wanted to encourage you to do that. Also, some costs. I mentioned a vacation. I was not able to vacation before because of lack of energy, financial situations, because most of my money was going towards my health care. So there wasn't a lot of extra money for vacations, right? my career. I wasn't able to, like I said, to work the number of hours or do the things that I wanted to do just because of my health. And once I got in control of my diabetes, it's like, oh my gosh, this world just opened up to me. And praise God, thank God that now I'm on the other side of it, on the thriving side of it, right? And I'm just seeing life brand new now. And the women that I work with, once I introduce this method and this way of life to them and teach them and show them how they too can prioritize themselves, even with having kids, even with having a career, that they're saying, wow, like now I get it. Now I see why it is so important to prioritize and how you can do that, how you can make sure that you're prioritizing your health. And if you are in great health, let me tell you, you can hear it from anyone that's ever been through some kind of medical crisis or someone that's living with any kind of chronic disease or illness, that getting in control it's a lot cheaper than having to pay the cost of not being in control, which could include hospital stays, which can include extra medication. And then, when you have to take all these medications, that's another cost. And then there's symptoms from the medications that nobody talks about, right? And so that can also contribute to your quality of life. And once I realized this, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this whole time I'm thinking I can't afford to do all these things to invest in myself and prioritize my self-care and vacation and, do all the things that I'm doing now. And now that I'm in this position, I look back and I say, wow, I can't afford not to. You know what I mean? I can't afford not to take care of myself in that way. And so, what is the cost of uncontrolled diabetes? If you're just joining the live, that's what we're talking about tonight. We are talking about why it is so important, especially from a financial perspective, and not just from a financial perspective, from a place of your peace, your time, your energy, your mood. These are things that can't be purchased. But let me tell you something. If your mood and your energy and your peace is off, everything is off. Nicole says, I'm going to show her comment. She says, women are taught and trained to be nurturing, caring, etc. The premise is pushed further when women become wives and or mothers. My mantra is always, you can't pour from an empty cup. Self-care is not selfish. Self-care is self-preservation. It's a lifetime investment. Come on now. You better preach, girl. I love that. I love that mindset. And Nicole is a wife and a mom. And so thank you for joining tonight, Nicole. I really appreciate you contributing to the conversation. But yes, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Self-care is not selfish. It's a form of self-preservation. And I use that same mantra. I say a little differently. I'm going to tell you the one that I say. I say, we don't pour from an empty cup, but we pour from the overflow, right? So you never want to even pour from a full cup for me. It's when your cup is overflowing that you're able to give to someone else. I'm going to give you from my overflow, not from anything that would decrease me in any way. So I love that. And I love that you're showing up for yourself in that way, Nicole. Nicole is not a diabetic, but she is someone that has also been through some challenges in her life. And I just take my hat off to you, Nicole, for showing up for yourself in that way. I love you, girl. So yeah, for anyone that's just joining, we're talking about what is the cost? What is it costing you to not be in control of your diabetes? What is it costing you? And I was telling the listeners that for me, it meant two very successful, but nonetheless two kidney transplants that were over 6 figures in cost. 2 of those, right? So that kind of set me back a bit. And when I think about it, the things that I could have done on the front end to prevent being on dialysis and having kidney damage as a cause of my diabetes, I realized, okay, the real problem here is the diabetes. It's the root problem of what's causing these other issues. And so That's why I decided it was so important for me to get in control of that and tackle it from that end. And I had to make an investment. Okay, it was not free as financial wise. It was not free as far as my mental health wise. It was not free of my time, and so I had to make an investment of all those things. And you always say you get out of it what you put into it, right? So you wouldn't expect to get the same level of or quality of item from the dollar store. No shade to the dollar store because I love the dollar store. But you would not expect to get the same quality of item from the dollar store as you would, let's say, a Saks Fifth Avenue, right? So I want you to have a Saks Fifth Avenue. Saks, send me a check, okay? I want you to have a Saks Fifth Avenue outlook on your health as it relates to the quality. So if you go to Saks Fifth Avenue, you know that you're going to have to spend some money. You're going to have to spend some time. You're going to have to make an investment. But all of that is because you know the quality that you'll get out of it. And so I want you guys to take that nugget with you this week, okay? Take that with you that we're going to make an investment in our health on a Saks Fifth level, on a Saks Fifth Avenue type of level. And that means that we're going to do whatever we need to do in order to get out what we need to get out. And that may look different for you than it does for me. But I know for me, that means um, we're having a system. I call it my Thrive system, right? So that means having a system that I implement each day. I don't have to think about what I'm going to do that day, what I'm going to eat that day, what life is going to throw me that day. Because let's just be real, life can life, right? But I have a system where if life comes at me, I'm able to stand up and say, okay, well, let's go. Because I have a system in place that no matter what happens, I can implement this system. And it keeps me on the straight and narrow. And, the moms and the women that I work with, and I help them to implement their own system. As a part of my system is implementing their system. And it looks a little different for them than it may look for me. But like I said, you have to figure that out, what that is for yourself. And speaking of, if you do need help figuring out what your system can look like, what your routine can look like, shoot me a DM or an inbox. I'd be happy to speak with you. You can also book a call with me, and I will leave that link in the chat. Let's do that now. Let's leave that. There it is. So feel free to book a call with me. I'd be happy to work with you to help you start to thrive as a thriving diabetic mom too, okay? And so what were we talking about? Oh, yes. We were talking about the systems and the things that I have in place. And so as life kind of comes at me, it very few things kind of throw me off track because I've been doing this for such a long time now that I have my system down pat. I don't have to write it down or anything. It's just become a part of who I am as a person. And even in Jamaica, I was in Jamaica last week for my aunt's wedding. Shout out to the Barretts. Congratulations, guys. But I was in Jamaica for my aunt's wedding last week, and my blood sugar was going low. And, my sister could look at me and says, "Are you okay? Like, do you need something to drink?" And I would be like, "Yeah." But I would turn my pump down, drink some juice, and I'd be back at the party, right? And I can remember a time years ago where that wouldn't have been the case. It would have been some paramedics coming in, right? And anybody who knows me and who's been on this journey with me for a long time can definitely attest to that. So I just want to encourage you guys. I really do. I just want to encourage you to take care of yourself, to show up for yourself, to make an investment in yourself, because who better to make an investment in? First of all, where your investment will be years from now, because you'll be the one enjoying it. And to also realize that the decisions that you make today will definitely impact your future self. I'm getting a little up there in age, guys. I'm not going to tell you how I just had a birthday last week, but I'm not gonna tell you how old I am. But just know I'm old enough to know that, that um, is time can be our friend or it can be against us. And especially with having an illness like diabetes, and I've been managing diabetes for the past 30 years. And so now my where I am is like, okay, what do I need to do now to make sure that I'm riding this thing out to the end, right? That 30 years from now, that I'll be even better than where I am today. And having a sustainable, um, reliable system that gets me there. So that's what my focus is today. And I know that 30 years from today, that my future 30 years self will thank me. And I'm sure that my kids and hopefully my grandkids will too. And because that's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about, is being able to be healthy enough that we can leave a legacy and impact our kids and generations to come. And so, yes, absolutely, absolutely. I'm getting some love in the comments. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Um, and so I just want to leave you on that note. Is just to be able to show up for yourself. And I also wanted to let you know I have an announcement to make, guys. I almost forgot. Oh my goodness. I have a huge announcement to make. So I waited until today. I was just so excited. But I wanted to let you know that I have a master class. Yes, registration is now open for the Thriving Diabetic Mom Masterclass. And this is a live masterclass, guys, where I'm pouring it all out. Like nothing will be hidden during this class. I'm going to give you the exact steps that I took to now reach my thriving status. So if you or someone just needs a total restart, and I mean, this is for you if you have diabetes and you're realizing that what you're doing may not be working, or you need someone to help you implement your own Thrive system, or you need help because you are a mom who's caring for a child with diabetes and you can't get their blood sugars under control, everything is haywire. I'm going to teach you how to get there, okay? So if you're interested, I'm going to leave the link in the comments. Even if you if you're watching the replay right now, I want you to check the comments because the link will be there. This will probably be an ongoing masterclass. This current cohort, the seats are almost full, so I only have maybe about 2 or 3 slots left. So you want to act fast because the masterclass is it's a monthly cohort, but like I said, this month I only have about 2 slots left. So if you're interested, I want you to hit that link down there and reserve your spot today. And I just look forward to getting to know all you guys, and like I said, just helping as many moms as I can. So if that is all we have for today, any questions? Anybody want to ask a question or add any more to the conversation? So I also wanted to tell you that we've got some really exciting guests coming up. So I want you to keep tuned in every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have some really exciting guests coming up, people who are experts in their own way, whether it be through diabetes or motherhood, whatever it may be. They're going to be joining us. And so I want you to sign up with my list. I also have a free Facebook community. It's called the Thriving Diabetic Mom Community. So hop on over there, join us. They get all the good stuff first. They get all the love first. So they get all the exclusives and everything. They get all that stuff first. So hop on over there. Again, it's called the Thriving Diabetic Mom Community. The link will be in the comments. But other than that, I'm going to hop off and go tend to my voice and whatever's going on with this And I probably sound better. I mean, I probably sound worse than what I feel. I feel fine, but just like a little lingering. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate you. I appreciate your love. Thank you so much. So shout out to everybody that joined tonight. I'm gonna sign off and go give my baby some love. But until next week, guys, I love you guys. Take care. God bless you. God keep you. And I'll see you next week. Bye. Don't forget to sign up for the masterclass. See you later. Bye-bye.